I am so thankful for Calvary, for the love and support ministry started at Calvary. Muriel was here as a missionary, and one of the pastors came down when Muriel was in the service and said, "You're starting a deaf ministry here."
We've been involved at Calvary Bible for when it was called MacArthur Memorial Bible Church. In fact, I saw the church being built because we lived around the corner on Alameda back in the old days. And so we've been involved with the church. And in fact, it was Calvary Bible that sent us out many, many years ago when we left California to minister to the Jewish people.
The ministry of the local church has been so important in our lives. And since our ministry is an overflow of our walk with Christ, it's been very strategic. I have seen just how important it is long term for them to tie in with the body of Christ.
We tell our students that the body of Christ is so much broader and richer than just this little gap of 18 to 22-year-olds. And in order to experience the full picture of their discipleship to Jesus, they need to be connected to a local church. They need to see from others what it looks like to follow Jesus as a young professional in the city or a stay-at-home parent. They need to see what it looks like to be a seasoned elder who's walked through some hard things in life. And while we in the collegiate ministry can offer a specificity to this life stage, we know that our students need the breadth of life and ministry that can only be found in the local church.
We go out to the streets of Burbank. We pass out tracts. We engage in one-to-one conversations with people. And we also get on the box and preach the gospel.
We're trying to be functional members of a local church, so we're meeting with people pretty often in our home, and I have a small group with some guys in the church, discipling them. I'm trying to do it in Polish. Thankfully, they speak some English because my Polish is still pretty weak for that.
The focus of the ministry is to serve and train pastors, but do it in the context of the local church. And so we have men that we are connected to that serve within or pastoring in a church, and then they open up their church to allow for us to do training of other pastors in the area.
Ministry happens in the context of the church. Look, evangelism, biblical counseling, discipleship, that all happens in the local church. And so it doesn't make sense to be a side ministry apart from the local church and then say, okay, you've trained, go to a church now. We want to do it in partnership, connected to and accountable to the local church. And we thank all of you for helping make that possible by supporting and sending us to do that.
That's how we build the local church. We one pastor at a time, and encouraging each of the pastors to plant new churches, and these pastors, new pastors coming up, getting into our Bible training, and from there we help them get their churches going, started.
Local church is kind of a myth because there's so few churches, people have to drive to go to church. And one of the things that our church has had the privilege of doing is to church plant. So we've planted 3 churches in the past 7 years. And that allows communities to be more local.
We partnership with the church, the local church, if you will, to effectively communicate the good news of Jesus Christ by means of culturally relevant languages done by audio form around the world to all the languages in the world. I should say basically those that are of oral speaking.
We make sure that the church that we send those children to have a body will be Bible-centric. We talk to the pastor, we explain our purpose, and we actually bring them into the church to help them to have a community.
Encourage them when they get into the church to join the small groups that are appropriate to their age, and so sometimes they're support groups, and we encourage them and go with them. Our leadership goes with them to attend the fellowship things of the church. And after a while, they begin to see themselves as a part of the church.
We met these inmates at churches after they've been released, and we're able to guide them to ask, maybe they could be discipled, hook them up with someone in the church.
Thank you so much for your support of Avenue's Pregnancy Center and the Hollywood Women's Clinic through the missions effort of Calvary Bible. Bless you.
God's blessings for every missionary, every man, woman, everyone who is servicing in His church. And we are so excited and happy to be in one team with you.